This week, the elections are over and I'm heading back to the Juno Beach Craft Festival on the ocean. Will there be an art buying frenzy now that the presidential elections are over? Or will everyone be paralyzed by the coming uncertainty? Come with me to Juno Beach, Florida to find out. Hey, well, I'm back in Florida now. This weekend I'm exhibiting at the Juno Beach Craft Festival by the ocean, and the last time I think I saw you guys, I was on the side of the road in Georgia when my van had a blowout on the back tire there. That was back at the beginning of September, and I haven't done a show since then. My van is all fixed now and it's ready to go. It cost about $9,000 in damage when that tire blew out, and it took like a month to fix. Thankfully, I had planned for some time off this fall and didn't have any shows scheduled until this weekend, which is the weekend after Election Day, which might make things a little bit interesting, and I'll get into that a little bit later in the video. But right now I have to get to the print lab and pick up some pieces and then go down to the show site to set up. I get a lot of my large metal prints made at a fantastic lab called Shiny Prints. They have the best print quality and prices that I found anywhere in the country, and they're conveniently located not very far from me in Jupiter, Florida. If you're interested in trying them out, you can use the coupon code ER1208 to save 20% on your first order. Even if you aren't located in Florida, they conveniently and securely ship to wherever you are. Taking a big break from shows this fall was something I had planned since the beginning of the year so that I could get more time to spend with Milo and my family at home. I know I say this in just about every video I make, but it's tough for me having to leave him even just for a weekend or a day like this to go set up for a show. I just really enjoy having the ability and the flexibility to spend so much time with him. He's at such a fun age right now. He's going to be turning 2 on Christmas, and I'm only doing 2 shows this fall. This one this week and then another in about a month from now, and in between that time I have a really fun and exciting trip I'm going on to shoot some new work, which is another thing I haven't done in a long time. Is I haven't been out of the country to shoot any new work in a long time, and then I come back, do that one show, and then immediately turn around and go out of the country again. So I have a lot of travel videos coming up between now and the end of the year that I think are going to be really exciting for everyone who watches, even people who are just interested in my art show videos. So if you don't already, please make sure you subscribe to my channel here. Thanks to a recommendation by artist Leanne Moss in the comments on my video about my new extreme canopy tent, I called the tent company Flourish and was able to order stabilizing bars that fit the hex legs on my new tent much better than the ones I had recommended in the video about the extreme canopy. I'll put a link to that video in the description so you can check it out if you're interested in the new tent that I'm using. Now that the election is over, I wonder if we'll stop hearing artists blame their bad shows on the election year. I think this year more than ever, I've heard so many artists blame bad shows on it being an election year, but I've also heard so many great stories from artists having wonderful shows this year, some having the best in their career, some people having the best show year that they've ever had. So of course art shows are affected by things like the election and the economy and a whole barrage of things. But instead of looking at these things as excuses or barriers to having a good show, look at them as motivators to make sure that you do everything that you possibly can to ensure that you have a good art show. Making sure you sent out an email to your mailing list about the show, making sure that you made social media posts, that you have enough water and got enough rest and have enough food for the show, making sure that you have artwork that you're really excited about, maybe some new stuff, some experimental stuff, and just, pushing the boundaries of your creativity and your skill at all times. And if you're really upset about the election results, let that be a motivator to you to get out and express that frustration and feeling that you're feeling through your art. And if you're super excited about the election results, let that motivate you too. Go out and create something new using that boost of energy and excitement that you feel. Be pissed off, let that come out in your art. Be excited, let that come out in your art. And of course I'm not saying that the election didn't have any effect on art shows or anything. It had a huge impact. How could it not? It's one of the biggest things going on right now. But what I'm saying is, instead of using that as an excuse for your bad shows, try and use that as a motivation to do things, to have good shows in spite of what's going on out there. Even if your shows end up being down because of the election, they'll be up more than they would have been because of that extra effort that you've put in. So it'll be interesting to see if by the end of the weekend, if people feel that the election anxiety that people were feeling and was keeping people from buying has changed at all. may end up eating my words today. The show's off to quite a slow start for me so far, and I'm finding it hard to keep up that energy and enthusiasm that I had this morning in order to help make it a good day. But I keep telling myself that it's still early in the day, and there's still a lot of time to turn it around. And just when I needed an energy boost, look who shows up to get me re-enthused. Say hi, Milo.
Hi, Milo.
So by the end of the show, I had hoped to have a clearer picture of how art shows might go post-election now, but I had a very strange show experience. The crowds were fine both days, pretty average for this time of year here at least, but my sales were really strange. On Saturday, I didn't sell very much at all. I had one flurry of sales where I thought things were gonna start rolling for me finally in the early afternoon, and isn't it strange how when you get like a couple sales in a row, then more people start buying, and everyone around them kind of starts buying all at once. I know I can't be the only artist that happens to, but all of my sales actually took place in a little flurry during a 6-minute period between 2:06 and 2:12 in the afternoon, and that was really it for the day. And then thankfully today on Sunday, the show started off really well. I had a great sale right at 10 o'clock. My biggest sale of the day actually came from someone who came because of my mailing list. If you're not doing an email list, then you really should start. It's like you're giving up free money if you're not doing an email list. And today, a guy even came to the art show with my email printed out because it had all the art show information on it. Overall, anecdotally, from my experience and the few artists that I spoke with, it's hard to say if things are getting better post-election or not. I don't know. I mean, this show ended up basically within a few dollars of exactly how I did here last year, and pretty much average for what I've come to expect this year anyway. I was really hoping to have a clearer picture of how art shows were going to go, but unfortunately, it's kind of still a mystery.